Does this happen to you too? People remember you only when they need something from you. And you give up your sleep, your mental peace, your time, and you rush to help them. But once they're done, they act like they don't even know you. If these words hit a painful spot in your heart, then today's story will tell you a truth you always knew, but never had the courage to accept. A long time ago, in a small village, there lived a man named Jason. Everyone in the village knew him. If someone's bicycle chain broke, they called Jason. If someone needed help carrying a heavy box, they knocked on Jason's door. If someone lonely needed someone to talk to, they went straight to Jason's house. He never said no. He always smiled and said, "Of course, I'll help." He believed helping others made him a good person, unaware that he was trapped in the habit of being a people pleaser. People praised him for his kindness. But slowly, without even noticing, Jason's life stopped belonging to him. His garden was overgrown. His windows were broken. His roof needed repair. His own problems kept piling up, but instead of prioritizing self-care, he spent his days walking around the village, solving everyone else's problems. Every night he came home covered in dust and sweat, feeling a deep emotional exhaustion. His mother looked at him with tired eyes and said, "Jason, my son, you help everyone, but why does no one ever help you?" Jason gave the same small smile and said, "It's okay, Mom. One day people will remember my kindness." But that day never came. One evening, the sky turned dark and heavy winds began to blow. People in the village ran to save their gardens and their belongings from the storm. Jason ran outside too, but not to save his own things. He went straight to help his friend Logan, whose tools were still lying outside. They worked quickly, covering everything with cloth and moving things under the shed. But Jason's own garden furniture was still outside. His plants were uncovered. His wooden boxes were open. And then the storm hit. Rain poured down heavily. The wind slammed through the village. And when Jason reached home, almost everything in his garden was destroyed. He sat on his front steps, rain running down his face, staring at the muddy mess that once used to be his peaceful garden. His mother placed a warm towel on his shoulder and said quietly, "Jason, today you saved everyone else's things, except your own." Jason said nothing, but something inside him finally broke. The next morning, tired and confused, he went to the edge of the village to meet Mr. Brandon, a wise retired teacher who lived in a small hut near the river. Jason sat beside him and said, "Sir, I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. I help everyone, but I feel empty. I feel tired, not from the work, but from the people. Why does kindness feel like it's breaking me?" Mr. Brandon looked at the slow-moving river and said, "Jason, look at this river. It gives water to trees, birds, animals, farms everyone. But when there's too much rain and the river loses its boundaries, what happens?" Jason thought for a moment and said, "A flood. It destroys everything." "Exactly," Mr. Brandon said. "Kindness without limits leads to self-destruction. You are kind, Jason, but you haven't learned the art of setting boundaries. You run everywhere for everyone, but nowhere for yourself. You think saying no is wrong, but sometimes learning to say no is the most honest way to take care of yourself." Then he added, "For the next 7 days, don't say yes immediately. When someone asks for help, pause. Ask yourself, if I help them, will it hurt me? Will I lose my time, my peace, or my energy? If the answer is yes, then say, not today. Try it, Jason. You'll see what happens." The next morning felt different. Around noon, Logan ran to Jason and said, "Jason, please help me move a heavy box." "I need you." Jason looked at his own broken fence, which had been waiting for months. His heart wanted to say yes, but he remembered the lesson on how to stop being used. He took a slow breath and said, "Logan, I'm sorry. I need to fix my own fence today." "I can help you later, but not today." Logan stared at him. "You're saying no?" "You never say no." Jason nodded. Logan left unhappy, and Jason felt guilty, but he focused on his work to build his self-respect. Within a few hours, the fence that had been broken for months was finally standing strong again. For the first time in a long time, Jason felt a small sense of pride in taking care of his own life. The next day, 2 neighbors came asking for small favors, carrying market bags, fixing a chair, but Jason politely refused and explained he was busy, finally understanding his self-worth. That evening, instead of feeling used and exhausted, he felt light, peaceful. On the 4th day, the sky turned dark again and heavy rain fell. This time, water started leaking from Jason's roof. He looked outside, waited. Maybe someone would knock on his door like he used to knock on theirs. But no one came, not a single person. He could have been angry, but instead he felt something new, strength. He picked up his tools and repaired the roof himself. It took time, it took patience. But when he finished, he sat under that repaired roof and whispered, "So this is what it feels like to depend on yourself." Days passed, then weeks. And slowly, Jason became a different man. He stopped running everywhere. He stopped sacrificing his sleep and peace for people who never cared about him. He woke up early to take care of his garden. He cleaned his house. He invested time in his personal growth. And something unexpected happened. People started respecting him more. Logan began solving his own problems. Neighbors stopped calling him for every little thing. The village was still friendly, but people no longer treated Jason like a tool they could use any time. Jason's home looked better. His garden grew beautifully. He looked fresher. And for the first time in years, he smiled without feeling tired. One afternoon, Mr. Brandon visited. He looked at the healthy plants, the clean yard, and Jason's peaceful smile. He asked softly, "So Jason, did the world fall apart when you stopped saying yes to everyone?" Jason smiled and said, "No, sir. Actually, my world finally started getting better." Mr. Brandon nodded and said, "When you stopped saying yes to everyone else, you finally said yes to yourself. And that's when life begins to change." My friend, are you like Jason? Do you give too much? Do you say yes even when it hurts? Remember, saying no doesn't make you selfish. It makes you strong. It means you're choosing peace over pressure. Your time, your mind, your inner peace, they're valuable. Protect them, because the world will respect you only when you start respecting yourself.